Immediate speed with vibrant service. Vibrant broadband internet.
Oh, there we go. Look at that. It's at 10:29:25, and it is time for the Vibrant U team to take things over.
All right, 30 seconds early.
How about that?
That's
Which means you
awesome.
get off 2 minutes early.
Well, I don't know about that. We'll see. Well, welcome to Vibrant U Live. My name is Shane.
I'm Jane.
And I'm Josh.
And it's mid-August. Summer's kind of winding down. Just a couple of weeks from the start of a new school year.
I know.
I know.
Amazing.
It is.
Yeah.
When parents think about back to school shopping, they think about notebooks and backpacks, calculators, pens, pencils, things like that.
Clothes.
But,
I remember the clothes.
And the clothes, yeah, all new clothes.
new
right?
shoes. Jane remembers the clothes.
It's all about the clothes. Well, I work retail, so of course it's the clothes.
Yeah,
Right?
Clothes.
But, one of the most important school supplies today isn't in a backpack at all. It's your home internet connection.
What is that?
Well, that's what we're going to talk about today.
Okay.
So the question becomes, is your home internet ready for another school year?
Yes. So we kind of exposed ourselves when we were in COVID land, right?
What did you do?
Exposed ourselves and made us
She talks about
known.
clothes, and now she's talking about picking them up.
Oh my
goodness.
Okay.
Wow.
Sorry, guys. I did not plan that. Jeez. All right. Anyway, so back in COVID days,
Yeah.
we kind of, there was a lot of pressure to get up and running our internet. And so we really realized that it was just work and home and school, and everybody needed to have amazing internet.
Yep.
So when you think about school supplies, we always think about, school, that the kids go away to school and learn, but actually it doesn't start there. It doesn't stop there. You bring it home and you're constantly looking up things to research. You may not understand something with the homework project, so you go to YouTube and check out how to do a problem or a solution. There's just, plus you submit assignments at, like my daughters are submitting at their assignments at school at 12 p.m. and
Right.
It's like they have all these weird things to get it done, and then the other thing is you communicate with your teachers. So it's really important to have that high-speed internet too, and then the other thing is the platforms like Google Classroom or Teams or Zoom meetings. Those are all really huge. So you really got to make sure you have a reliable connection. And so, basically, what are students actually needing for internet, Josh?
So elementary students, they'll use them for educational games, not just games, but educational games, of
Yeah,
course.
for sure.
Yeah, reading programs, communicating with teachers, and then also homework. My wife's a preschool teacher, and she certainly she uses it to communicate with her students and her
bet.
students' parents. So middle school and high school students, they use, of course, great internet for research projects, cloud-based schoolwork, and their streaming, and even like PSEO students will use it, of course, too, heavily. So,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And then college students, if they're, of course, from home, or if they're traveling or commuting, that type of thing, they're using for testing and for research data, researching data, of course, and then just big uploads, downloads, projects, stuff like that. So, and of course, snow days are a big deal.
Yeah.
Big deal.
I'm so glad we had our snow days.
Yeah.
I loved our snow days.
Yeah, we were talking about that just before the show, how snow days when we were young meant like a vacation day.
Yeah.
We're all building forts and throwing snowballs at each other and things like that. And now, but then come June, we had to stay an extra 3 days because we had 3 snow days, right? So we had to,
Yeah, the penalty.
everybody else is having fun out at the play yard, and we're stuck
How
in
did
school.
you guys get to go play? We had to shovel the damn snow. Of course, we'd get about 4 feet up there in northeastern Minnesota.
Well, we shoveled. I shoveled too.
You
but-
did?
Yep. And then it was all about getting the snow fort going.
Yeah, so
But-
snow days, Josh?
Yeah, so it's, snow days, of course, these teachers, my wife, she'll work with the students for a couple hours here and there, filling in. She'll set assignments, and then those kids kind of run off and do their homework and their interaction, and then off they go. So
And they don't have to stay late at the end of the year.
no, it's great.
Yeah.
So how does a preschooler handle connecting to the internet with a teacher?
That's a great question. We might have to have a teacher in to really get to the details, because I'm not home when that's happening.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we don't have the snow days at Vibrant.
But does Holly say anything about this kid didn't have internet today, so he wasn't able to participate or something like that?
They actually would have to, print out paperwork that they would send home early in the year in the event there was a snow day.
Okay.
And so more the reliable internet is out there, the more our people are just relying on those snow days to be online. So.
Yeah. So what kind of speeds do you need for this homeschooling and homework and all
100
that?
miles an hour.
That's right.
Yeah, 100 miles an hour. Well,
Sure.
it kind of feels like that.
Yeah.
But if you are a household, maybe you have one student, maybe an older student, maybe somebody just starting out
Yeah.
in kindergarten, first grade, you can probably get by with like 100, 200 megabits per second, kind of our base package, maybe one package up. It depends on how many devices are in your home, but a lot of times they're not doing a whole lot of research or that kind of thing. They're using it to send homework or whatever. But if you have a family that's got several kids in school, maybe you have 3 kids in school, and then maybe sometimes you work from home, or you have several TVs that you're streaming at the same time. The kids are doing homework. You've got the news on. Somebody else is looking at videos to see what they're going to cook for dinner or whatever. You're going to want to, start out with a 200 and maybe, look at our 500 package. If you have our fixed wireless, I always say get as fast a speed as you can get. If you can get the 100, get the 100.
Yeah.
You can always go down from there, but don't start out as a base package thinking you're going to have a really good experience, especially if you have somebody in school.
The other option people don't really know about is we have a Soho package, which is small office, home office, and if you need a better upload, there's a better upload there
Yeah,
too.
I would
So,
definitely recommend that.
Yep.
For sure.
There isn't a lot of dollars difference in there, in between
really.
one and
No.
the other either.
No.
That's
Exactly.
a surprising thing.
Yeah, exactly. Especially our fixed wireless package.
Right.
I mean, our package tiers there's not a lot of difference in cost.
Right.
And that's what's awesome about our service.
Right.
And, it's not just about how fast a movie can download. I mean, there's multiple devices. You might have 2 students on 2 different conference calls, things like that. Another family member, again, like they are, they're doing maybe some work from home and that kind of thing. But speed's only part of the conversation. There's also, like, can you get internet in every corner of your house?
Yeah, so we hear, some dead zones here and there. Let's say a room that is further away from the router. Is there enough Wi-Fi coverage to get that homework done or schoolwork done? It's important to kind of have a really good Wi-Fi coverage throughout the home.
So what if there isn't? I mean, can you get extenders?
Yeah, absolutely. We have extenders. We also would move the router around. Let's move it more in a central location. That's one of the things that we do when we're installing
Sure.
Vibrant, is make sure it's there. We had a router at home that we had paid for before we got Vibrant, and so I said, we'll just keep it. Well, it was kicking in and out, and it wasn't staying on, and we'd have to reboot it. Finally, I said, all right, we're calling Vibrant. Came out, of course, I brought it home, in fact, and it doesn't fail. So reliability is a big deal.
Yeah.
And so when we own our own and it fails to work, it's like, all right, we gotta get the Vibrant router. And so anyway, that's another one to be concerned with. So make sure your router's in a central location. Make sure it's away from interference, whether microwave or duct work or that type of thing down in the mechanical room.
Yeah, I think that's super important, just that alone.
Yeah.
Because of the interference with like metal objects and whatever else. Try to keep
Plaster.
it.
Plaster's huge
Plaster,
too.
and especially, if you have a stucco home like I do, it's got the wire mesh, behind all the stucco, and that interferes with the signal.
Yep, for sure. And if you're having issues, we do provide repeaters, a mesh system, and so definitely during the install we'll talk about that, and if we need to add some, we certainly will, and we'll I was willing to come back out.
And you're local, so you can come back out.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yep. And we do. There's people that say, I'm thinking about this and it's kind of frustrating. And so we'll, our guys will go check it out again and we'll just update that and get a message system out there. My favorite part as a parent, I love this part. So we have two things that we call
shopping for clothes, no doubt.
No, it's controlling the children.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm in charge.
So ExperienceIQ and ProtectIQ. So ExperienceIQ, think of this as the digital parent assist. So if you want your kid to do homework and they're fooling around on their device, you can shut that off. If you want them to go to bed at 8 o'clock and they're still fooling around, you can shut it off. However, if you're still up and you want to watch TV, and you can still keep your devices out. So it's pretty awesome. You can set the screen time. There's limits. You can pause the internet. You can create schedules, just to, keep them
Kind of for a healthy online
safe.
experience.
Keep them safe. I mean,
exactly.
We didn't have that when the kids were younger, so I just made them take their phones and bring them into our bathroom. So it's like, you're going to have to get through me to get to your phone. So good luck.
Yeah, exactly.
And then the other thing is the ProtectIQ. This is the digital home security part of it. So it's a network protection. So it blocks suspicious activity. There's always that malware that we do the updates and everything. But this is protecting the connectivity of the devices. It just helps you create a safe network for your family. And then, so if you go with the second tier package for both the fixed wireless and fiber, these are all included, and we help them set you up. We help you kind of go through that when you do get the install and whatnot. And there's just a lot of really fun things that are out there, and I love it. Josh, you had talked about, your kid went to PSEO. I was screwed. I've reversed those.
Is that
and then
post-secondary?
It is.
Education.
And then he just graduated, and then homeschooling is definitely more popular right now too. So
it's pretty amazing what students can do at home now on their own. The last 2 years of high school, he was PSEO at home online.
Wow.
Yeah, and it worked really good. And with reliable internet, you don't even wonder if it's going to be if it's going to work for him. And so I would certainly recommend making sure you have the best internet possible. And then the homeschool is really a new sector of education, popularized, really.
Right.
And so if you're doing homeschool, make sure you get good internet, because it's all online. It's less about books and more about online. And so it's just important to have really good internet, good Wi-Fi coverage throughout. So,
I would imagine with homeschooling online too, you feel more connected.
yeah.
You don't feel like so segregated, that kind of thing.
when we went to Australia, and you have places that are miles and miles away from each other, they did all of their schooling. They had a teacher, and then they had to have solid internet, and so all the classroom people would get together, but you'd see them all online, and they would only come together once a year. So it was really important for them to have a solid internet connection. So I suspect homeschooling is probably very similar to that, and just needing that connection with people. And I suppose the download is probably more important than anything, because they pay attention to the materials.
For sure.
So,
That's another good point I just thought about too. Like, say you have a cabin out here, and you want to kind of extend your summer, into September and maybe part of October, and stay at the cabin for the week. When maybe your kids could homeschool not homeschool, but I mean.
School online.
Yeah, online. Connect that way.
Yeah.
At least it can maybe extends. Maybe not all the time, but extends that summer.
Yeah.
For you.
For sure.
So as the school year begins, for us, for our kids, we should maybe ask ourselves, is my internet reliable enough for learning? Can it support everyone in the household at the same time? And do I have the tools to manage screen time and protect my family online? So back to school success doesn't start with when the first bell rings. It starts at home with reliable internet. So, again, with like Jane was saying, our ExperienceIQ and ProtectIQ, it's included in the packages like our second tier up. Our base packages, you can still get it for $5.99 a month.
Okay.
Or $5.99 a month. So it's well worth it. But if you think that, I don't, might as well just bump up my package, because, like you say, Jeff, the price tiers, there's not a lot of dollars in between them, and this is included. So, yeah, this is something that we can talk with you about and at Vibrant.
cool.
So, how do we do that, Jane?
Well, you can just give us a call. This is 320-693-3231. And then the last car and bike night. So
Oh, boy.
car and bike night. We are going to be there. Shane is putting together some amazing playlists, so I can't wait to hear it.
I'm hoping I can do the playlist.
No, you
gotta
will
work
do the
with- I gotta work
playlist.
with
You
Dave on
have
that.
solid internet. There's no reason for that.
Yes.
Solid internet.
Perfect. Solid
All right.
internet, I love
So
it.
Can
we're
you
going to be at.
Bluetooth it out there in the,
Oh, yeah.
in the parking lot?
Oh, yeah.
Good deal.
He's the man behind the curtain. We'll get it done.
Yeah.
I have ever so faith in him. So we're going to be out there that Thursday night, August 27th. So come on out for the last car and bike night. And then if you do have any questions, you can certainly call us 693-3231 or go to vibrantbroadband.com and then catch the replay on Facebook or YouTube. Search for Vibrant Broadband and then listen live every Wednesday morning at 10:30 on KLFD.
All right. Thank you, Jeff, for having us.
You bet.
Thank you, audience, for listening. My name is Shane.
I'm Jane.
And I'm Josh.
Tune in next week for another Vibrant You Live.
Brilliant speed with vibrant service. Vibrant broadband internet. Vibrant broadband internet.